India's game against Afghanistan, which is happening tomorrow. This is happening at Barbados, and this is from the Group 1. India, of course, coming in, Michael Gilly on a high, winning all their games except that washed out game. Afghanistan were doing very well until that game against West Indies, which they'll want to forget. So looking at Afghanistan first, we'll have a look at their squad. Their openers doing very well for them. And we've seen that Mujib has been ruled out with that injury. But Naveen-ul-Haq, Farooqi have been impressive as well.
Yeah, Farooqi's being, well, the two bowlers there, but it's at the top of the order. Gabbay's coming off a victorious IPL, so he was chock full of confidence, and Zadran has, well, he's dismantled some of the best bowling lineups around the world. He did some nice damage out in Australia in that T20 World Cup. So, yeah, they're a nation that just... they're at an interesting point in their development. They're certainly not a minnow nation. Yes. They're well and truly a mainstream, threatening team, particularly in this format. So they're sort of matured, but they're not quite up there with the highest profile teams just yet. So it might take lifting a trophy before they truly become an established cricketing nation that everyone sits back and fears from time to time. But this may be their opportunity. So much still relies on Rashid Khan, and he's so ever reliable. But no, it's a well-balanced team. They've got sort of left arm, right arm, different spin bowling options, and it's just how well they can dust themselves off what happened against the West Indies. They knew they were through.
Yes.
What's the psychology of that? That's probably the key part. The psychology of that, and also the psychology of who they're taking on. And that's the highest profile cricket team in the world.
But Michael, Rashid has spoken up about how T20 cricket is their most favoured, and they feel they're best in this format. Their players play across different leagues across the world. So we know that they're here to give a tough fight, be it India or be it any of the top nations.
Oh yeah, without a question, they're one of the top 8 T20 teams in the world. They're not just in the Super 8s by a bit of fortune. They're a quality outfit. They've got a huge amount of experience. They've got all the skill sets required. Left arm, got pace, all the mystery spin. They've got batters that can clear the ropes. They've got the President Nabi, who's been playing forever. He's got all the experience in the world. Bowls off spin, keeps his cool. I always think though with subcontinent teams when they play India, I think India have got the mental edge over the other subcontinent teams. I always think that. I just think they've got, over Pakistan. Pakistan just can't get a win against India. They just don't believe. And I generally think Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, when they play against India, I just think India have this mentality that they know. So they're going to have to turn up tomorrow, Afghanistan, with an incredible game, skill set, but more importantly, the mentality to get over the line. You know what happened last time they played each other? In a T20 international.
The Rohit Sharma. And
double super over.
Double super over.
And India win.
Yes. Well, I generally hope that happens tomorrow night because I'm not in and you'll be here till about 1:30.
You'll be back.
Well, they do, and it's just can they find that mentality? Can they find the mentality? And ultimately, it comes down to each and every individual. Do they believe? Do they believe they can win? If they turn up tomorrow in Barbados and have a crack and genuinely believe they can put this Indian team under a huge amount of pressure and get over the line, they'll have a chance. If they turn and go, it's India, we've never really done much against them, India will blow them off the park.
Well, let's have a look at India's squad and see if you all think there are going to be any changes. Do you see Kuldeep coming in tomorrow finally? Because
well, I have to tell a story about... Can I tell a story about Kuldeep? Because on our podcast, we do predictions, and I predicted Adam Zampa to be the leading wicket taker in the World Cup. Gilly picked Kuldeep. He's not even played a game yet. So Gilly's actually picked him. He's rung up the chairman of selectors, haven't you? You said you've got to pick him.
But you never know. Super 8 onwards, he comes and gets all the wickets for
4
India.
4 or 5 for tomorrow, and then another 3 in the next one.
He'll still be 15 behind.
That is one change that I think could seriously come into consideration. And I think if they do make a change of another spinner coming in, I would say they'll go with the wrist spin of the left arm variety as opposed to Chahal coming in. It seemed like through the IPL and then leading into this tournament that he just had the front running, didn't he?
I don't think they don't need 4 seamers, and particularly now Hardy Pandya, he's bowling great.
Yes, he's
been a real
good.
kind of plus for India with the ball in hand. You know, and then you've got the likes of obviously Bumrah, and then I guess it'll be Arshdeep Singh, the left arm. So it looks like Siraj will miss out, but Kuldeep's been bowling beautifully. You know, maybe they've been storing him up. Maybe they've been storing. Don't show the opposition too much of Kuldeep. Believe it till the Super 8s. But on these wickets in the Caribbean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing.